EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for November 14th, 2023. It is Tuesday morning, and the Tuesday video forecast is proudly sponsored by Mark Damiani Painting Incorporated. With the winter season coming very soon, you'll probably be spending a little more time inside at home. So why not add a little color to the inside of your home or home office, or freshen up that kitchen or bathroom that gets so much use. They specialize in residential and commercial repaints, wallpaper removal, and they can apply any custom colors that your heart desires. You want the job done right from someone who knows what they're doing and aren't going to cut corners. Mark Damiani Painting is family owned and operated with over 40 years in business, so you can't go wrong with their exceptional attention to detail and great customer service. Serving the southeast PA counties of Montgomery, Bucks, and Chester. Call them now to schedule a free estimate at the phone number above me, 484-571-9233. And mention EPAWA to receive 15% off the total cost of any job that is scheduled between January and March of 2024. They are Mark Damiani Painting Incorporated, proud sponsor of the Tuesday video forecast. So today we have another cool day across the region. The 540 height line that is associated with the exiting trough is going to be across northeast PA today. Because of the height differential with a little bit of warm air advection from the southwest, there's going to be some clouds across mainly areas along and north of I-80 today. So you have the rest of the region is going to be mostly sunny, but along and north of I-80 you'll have more clouds than sun to deal with. So that's going to be like running up in these areas up here in that general vicinity. And that's because of that height advection I'm speaking of, the warm air advection. That's usually typically what happens in that situation as high pressure is going to move in here for Wednesday, so we're going to be back to mostly sunny skies, but since the high pressure is right over top of the region, it'll be very, and then sinking off to the southeast, we'll actually have the temperature come up very slightly on Wednesday, so you can see temperatures above me today, still chilly, 49 to 54 today, and then 52 to 56, slightly higher at all locations here for Wednesday. I think once we get to Thursday, and this high pressure moves offshore, which you can see here, it is now sitting out here on Thursday morning, you're going to have a return flow around this high pressure. It's going to bring in some milder air with a southwesterly wind flow, and that's going to get temperatures on either side of 60 degrees for highs here on Thursday, but still mostly sunny skies expected here Thursday. It's not until the end of the week when we start seeing a little bit of precipitation coming toward us. One thing I wanted to mention about today also is at least during the morning and perhaps early afternoon hours, you'll have a little bit of a breeze, some breezy conditions settling in. And then again, this is a lot to deal with that trough lifting out and the warm air advection that's going to follow. But we're looking at some gusts in the 20 to 25 mile per hour range. These are peak gusts, of course. Most commonly, you're going to have winds 10 to 15. So not a big deal today, but I just want to make note of that so you're not like, why is it windy this morning or breezy, whatever. That's why. Okay, so that's going to just be a morning thing, maybe early afternoon before that finally kicks out. As you see, as you get into the afternoon, it kind of dwindles and goes away. It does hang into mid-afternoon here, 10 to 15 or so in New Jersey, but it pretty much dies down in the interior elsewhere. Okay, so end of week. We have this is Friday morning at 7 a.m. You got a couple of different features here. This cold front on the lead of the next trough coming through. That's back here, right? So that's your cold front. There's also a pretty potent shortwave that was actually in the central Gulf. It's going to transfer its energy here to this one on the eastern side of Florida, and then it's going to move up the coast and get picked up by this trough as it comes in. I don't expect that this will be a direct hit to our area, this system, unfortunately, because we probably could use the rain from this. I know we're way behind in precipitation, and because of this feature being here, it's going to spell some bad news, I think, with this front coming through, because instead of giving us a decent amount of rain, where you get one of those where you get like anywhere between, a half and 3/4 of an inch, which will be welcomed, I think it's going to rob energy from this front as it comes up the coast. You can see that here on the European model. GFS is pretty much doing the same thing. Mostly cloudy on Friday ahead of this, and then late in the day or evening, you have this the showers moving through. It does hold until you get into central PA, but see this area low pressure moving up the coast. It is going to end up stealing energy from this. It moves up in this direction, stealing energy from the front, which of course is back here. Here's the front, right? So along that frontal boundary is where you have the showers, and because it's stealing energy as this is developing, it's rapidly developing, it's going to affect our eastern areas here. But look what happens to the front. The front was intact, and all of a sudden it starts falling apart, and you get very little. That's what happens when you have consolidating energy. You have competing energy so close to each other. So it's actually stealing energy from the front as it's moving eastward, which is going to rob our precipitation. We're going to have very little out of this, I think. unless this decides to come a lot closer to the coast, but it's going to be a timing issue here. If the front was a little bit slower, then perhaps it may, but I'm not going to hold my breath just yet because most guidance is suggesting it's going to stay offshore. As a matter of fact, the European model here is the closest to the coast of any of the models that I ran today. So we'll see. Hope for the best with this, that you get at least some rain of this, but this looks like it's going to be mostly a later Friday night deal. And then once you get to Saturday morning, this is Saturday morning. There's nothing left, okay? Maybe leftover shower in our far eastern areas until this pulls away and pulls up New England. And that's it. This, by the way, is not a tropical system. I saw people putting that on Twitter yesterday and making that mistake. This is not that system. Matter of fact, if we look in the Gulf, this is the original system across the Gulf of Mexico that transfers its energy to another area low pressure on the eastern side of Florida. That's when I started that loop there for the end of the week. This is looking at Thursday night, and it's sitting on the east coast of Florida here. This is not tropical at all. This is just one broad area low pressure that becomes consolidated on the eastern coast of Florida. This system down here in the south central or the southern Caribbean could become a tropical system, but that's going to be a fish storm heading up in this direction way out to sea. That is not going to be affecting the east coast of the United States, but that could become a named storm. It could be, I think it's Vince will be the next one on the list. We're kind of running the end of the hurricane season here. The hurricane season officially ends November 30th, but this is expected to develop somewhere down here in the southern Caribbean and kind of do a split in between Cuba and Haiti or Hispaniola, and head up in that direction. But this system here is the one that is going to be a near miss to the coast in our latitude. That is just a potent shortwave. That's all that is. There's nothing tropical about that. So if you start hearing that we could be getting tropical stuff this weekend, just ignore that nonsense. It's not that system. It's this one here, which is staying well offshore. Okay. But then this weekend looks like it's going to turn cooler again because you have, again, a trough coming in, and it's going to be a mix of sun and clouds both Saturday and Sunday. It looks like a pretty nice weekend other than the fact that it's going to be kind of chilly heading into early next week, but we are going to remain partly to mostly sunny straight in the Saturday through Monday period. Of course, eastern areas might see a leftover shower early Saturday before that clearing takes place, but otherwise we're back to the cooler than average temperatures with that trough settling in during that time frame. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martish. That is your outlook for November 14th, 2023. Have a great Tuesday.